Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, are you ready?
Yeah. Do I need this music on for the thing?
The music? Not really. Oh, is it loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so last you left off, you were following Zeed, Argent, and uh, Brutus, right?
Yes.
Okay, oh my
Right.
goodness. Second. Trying to figure out what it is. Okay, I'm gonna move you map. Ignore where I'm gonna move you for one quick second. It's like really far. Okay. Okay, so you should be here. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so as you were following those three, a tug is like someone tugs your arm, and when you look back, there's nothing there. But when you turn back around to follow them again, you end up seeing the monastery that you once were at. In
The
your
what?
backstory,
The what?
a monastery.
Oh.
This time it's in a different location. It seems like it's over a mountaintop. You can look to your left and right, and you kind of just see like cliffs going down. It's kind of windy up here. It's a little bit cold to your liking. Um, and then right of you, you see this old man monk. This is Elder Monk Windwalker. He's the original monk who set you on your adventure with the egg. Um, he he waits for you to kind of get your bearings, and he says, "Welcome, young one. We have much to talk about. How's your journey been?" And he kind of just starts walking up the stairs. Um,
Do I follow him?
it's, it's up to you.
Oh. Okay. Then I
uh,
follow
okay,
him.
so as you guys get closer, there isn't really any sounds to be heard, and this kind of you can kind of see the the monk kind of getting worried. Ignore the M's. This is a stolen map. It's just how they like split up the areas. You kind of like see him putting his arm up, and he's like, that's weird. And he kind of like signals you to stop, and he rushes to this door, and he kind of swings it open, and instead of being like completely closed, it kind of just like swings open easily. It's not locked or anything, and no one's there to greet this elder monk, and he's looking a little bit confused because it's dead silent, and it almost sounds like none of these other monks are here. Last time you were here, there was a good amount of them, um, and they would be like either taking care of penguins or training themselves. But this time there's almost nothing there. What would you like to do? You do have full control over your character.
uh, can I ask the elder monk?
Ask him what?
Can I ask the elder monk where everybody?
He doesn't know himself. He's a little bit worried, and you can assume that it's because no one else is here at the moment.
Can I look around?
Yeah, you can move your character.
I can see part.
You can see what? You're very laggy.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. So once you drop your character, it should update with the new map. You can put him inside too. So my monk will
Do you,
pretty much be following you right now. And then you just tell me where you want to go.
okay.
You can kind of see this monk like stealthily walking in comparison to like actually just running about. Um, and you honestly just don't hear anything. It's kind of dead silent.
Um, can I or in,
Okay, you gotta like speak into your mic loudly or something.
uh, can I roll for perception or insight?
Yeah. Well, if you wanna look around and try to find stuff or listen for stuff, roll perception. Well, not advantage.
Oh,
But pretty much what you can kind of see around you is this area was dusted in anticipation for the elder to come back with you. And then you kind of see like this broom on the floor, and it looked like people were leaving in a haste and they didn't really clean up after themselves.
I'm like worried because I felt this kind of situation happen before.
That is up for you to decide. I do not tell you how your character feels.
Okay. Well, I want to keep it on.
Okay, so you want to go to this door?
Hmm.
Okay. And this elder's gonna kind of follow you. It's gonna be a little bit hard to.
Is this a thing? Thing right here?
Any of those like weird squares, white squares are gonna be um so like this is gonna be a door and this is gonna be a door.
Hmm. Okay. So then we'll go to the store.
Do you wanna open it up? So you kind of like as you're walking through, you don't really hear any noise. Can you roll perception?
Damn it.
Okay. You don't really hear anything. Not much chattering either. And so where you're headed right now, you've been here slightly before. You know that these doors, that the elders nearby, leads to the main area, further in the
Hmm.
center. Where you're going towards now will lead to like sort of like a basement area where they do their meditation or um keep some of the more like secret stuff. Usually only higher up monks can go in there. Um,
Okay, I'm gonna head this way
okay.
and go downstairs.
So as you reach down these stairs, you kind of see that it's blockaded. Um,
Hmm.
there's almost like you need like a key to get in, and other than that, you can't really get in.
Can I ask the elder to let me in?
He says there's more pressing matters at hand. Maybe another time.
Oh, wow, rude. All right, let's turn around.
Rude.
Oh, let's turn around
So
and
one second.
then go.
From those stairs, there's that window. I didn't realize this was a window, but you can see into this kind of gardenish area. Um,
Hmm.
you know that this garden used to be where they kept like the penguin eggs for incubation. Um,
Hmm.
but right now, from what you can see, like that star shape where an egg would be, it's no longer there. It looks like whatever used to be there is gone, and you kind of like can see tracks on the floor. Like there's a huge rush to get things away.
Okay, I'm gonna follow the tracks.
Well, you can't get there because that's a window.
Damn it. Okay, well, I'm gonna go around and then follow the tracks.
Okay, one second. So
You
you,
said,
this is which door are you going through?
which one did you say was the main area?
It's gonna be on your leftish, like over here. Oh, I'm in the wrong layer. Over here. Oh, the TP. So do you want to just open the door or crack it open or what do you want to do?
Yeah. want to stealthily open the door.
Okay, roll stealth with advantage. Let me roll it for my monk too. Okay.
Oh, I have high stealth.
Wow, you do apparently. Alright, so you
Yeah.
open this door, you kind of creak it open to where you can see pretty easily. And what you do is you see these two hooded figures in kind of red cloaks. They almost look like type of Greek people. Other than their ho cloaks, they have like their like kind of bare armor. You
Hmm.
know how Greeks used to look, where it's like they have their bit like skirt kind of armor. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and they have like a gladiatorial sword. So you see two of them right there.
Mm, okay. Um, do they seem hostile?
Um, from what you can tell is the monk sees these people too, and he doesn't know who they are. He's actually a little bit confused. You can kind of see him a little get flustered and sort of angry as much a monk could, on why these people are here and why his people aren't here.
Well, that's worrisome. Um, okay. So I feel like I don't know if I should go try to talk to them because they don't seem like they're very good people. But I don't think that I should fight them because there's two of them.
Well, there's two of you.
Is he gonna fight on my side?
Uh, from what you can tell is he doesn't like these invaders, yes.
Okay, let's go talk to them.
You're gonna talk to him? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna open up some doors for you instead of you can kind of just sneak around and just pretend like you're opening and closing doors. That stairway all the way down is gonna be also blocked. Imagine any stairway down is blocked. That's
I
all I
thought
got.
this was so
This
this is
there's a lot of stairs. The one where you saw the hooded figures is the main way to get out or to get to the main area.
which one was that way? What was it
The double
you said?
doors over here.
Oh.
So they
Oh,
kind of see you and they like
yeah.
they look. Actually, they don't see you. You have stuff 22. How would you like to do this? Would you like to like introduce yourself, or are you just gonna sneak up next to them? The monk is like kind of following you, sticking to the walls, trying not to be seen, and he's like getting his staff ready, like he's about to knock someone out.
Okay. So I want to still be in stealth mode. I don't want to talk to them yet,
Hmm.
but I want to use my cantrip, minor illusion
Hmm.
to make a penguin.
Where at? I think the range is what, 60 feet?
Yeah, can I do like a moving
Yeah,
minor
you can make
illusion?
a move for sure within your range. So you can like do anywhere reaching up to here.
So can I start it from a quick? Oh, that's useless. I don't know why. I want to start it at. Let's see this. Does this tell me how much feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start it at the doorway, and then have it walk.
Okay. Do you want it to make a noise too, or it's just kind of like waddling?
Yeah, just waddle, just waddling.
All right. Let me roll perception for these guys. I don't think it's gonna be hard for them to see, but they're not like. Okay. Well, that roll was pretty bad. One of them notices it. The further one actually, and you kind of like seem like get a little bit like, huh? What's that? So he goes over and taps his friend, and he's like, from you can probably hear him from this distance. He's like, I think I just saw a penguin. So he's like, go tell the boss. And one guy goes inside the door,
Mhm.
and the other one starts walking towards you.
Mhm.
Give me one second. I have to delete a little bit more doorways. Um, when he's in your range, what do you want to do? At this point, he
Um.
kind of sees you, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he kind of draws his sword. Do you want to do anything before I roll for initiative?
um. Can I ask him who he is?
Who he is?
Yeah. Who are you?
He questionably, he's like, it's Eli. Who are you?
Eli. Can you tell me why you're here?
He's like, well, if you don't know why we're here, that means you're with the monks. And he kind of just readies his sword, getting ready to charge at you.
Can I use my charisma
So what are you trying to do?
um to make him seem like I'm on his side?
Um, yeah, roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Damn. Okay.
And what you gotta tell me what you're saying to make it seem like you're on his side.
Say that I just got the message, so I'm kind of late to the game. Just can you catch me up on what's going on?
Okay, roll disadvantage persuasion.
Oh my god.
Alright.
That sucks.
I'll give it to you. I was just gonna say 10 because you're disadvantaged. And he's like, he kind of stops and he's like, uh, we're here to rid this monastery since they won't follow the lords, the true lords of Olympia. And he's like, um, the rest of the group is inside the monastery. Most of the monks left the building already with the penguins, but there's one monk holding us back. I think Lord Hades is about to get rid of him. And he's like, which lord are you under?
I'm also under Lord Hades.
You're like, oh,
Um,
roll, roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Damn it. Does it do that every time?
In this case, yes,
Is that not a real person?
it's a real person. And he's like, he kind of smiles and he walks towards you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as he's next to you, he's gonna pull a dagger and shank you because he knows you're lying. So I'm gonna
What?
roll.
But I rolled terribly.
From what you can tell as he stabs you is Lord Hades has a tight-knit group of who he brought with him, cause um and they know that you're not under him
How do they know I'm
be,
a spy?
be, because the people who came were only the people under him. Um,
Are they sure about this?
yes, they're pretty sure. Take 1 damage of piercing, and as the monk who's behind you sees you getting stabbed, he kind of like rushes past you and attempts to knock this guy out. Um, what is this guy's armor? Okay, it hits. Do you want to do anything as you're getting stabbed?
Um, do I have all my spell slots?
No, because you're on the same playing field as Sean and them when they were doing their mission.
And I'm still on the same,
You're still level 1, yep.
damn it. So I only have one spell slot.
Yep. You kind of see Elder Windwalker kind of like whack his quarterstaff across this guy's head as you're getting hit,
Yeah.
and then he also socks him in the jaw or like the chin, trying to knock him out. Wow, I'm rolling really well for him. And you see this guy who just stabbed you kind of just like slump over on you with the dagger still in you and like fall to the ground. He's like, you hear the monk kind of like say, okay, no more talking. We need to get rid of these guys.
So can I use so is he knocked out or no?
Yeah, he's knocked out right now.
Okay.
I like
I don't
one shot at him on accident.
Does the monk have anything to tie him up with?
From what you can tell, no, but you can find some other stuff. Um, while this is happening, can you make a perception roll?
Normal?
Mm-hmm. Well, you hear some walking that it's coming your way. It sounds to be about 2 to 3 people.
Okay, can we turn our stealth back on?
You can roll for stealth. Okay, you are stealth. But there's a dead body in the middle of a hallway that does not stealth. You're gonna see
Can I
Wind.
drag him to the
Yeah.
darkness?
You'll see Windwalker kind of dragging him too. And he's gonna drag him into this hallway behind this door, and then he's gonna come. Where do you want to go? Because you do hear these
Uh,
footsteps, and they seem to be coming closer to the doorway.
okay. Um, can I ask the monk, like, what's a good place for a position for us to be where we have advantage if we have
Um,
to fight these guys?
Probably any tight corridor. Any of the rooms, and then you can kind of distract them in. Uh, it's honestly up to you. I'm not gonna give you that many hints.
I'm just saying, in a reasonable situation, I would be able to ask the monk this question.
You can tell this
But
monk is pretty comfortable fighting anywhere, and he doesn't mind fighting head on. Um, but this tight corridor would be he would think would be good for flanking them, or you could hide into one of the rooms and wait for them to cross using the person as a bait, or what she saw earlier, your minor illusion, to drag one or them into it, and then you can get surprise on them.
okay, so I'm going to go to this room.
Okay. Do you want to bring that body with you? It's just in the hallway.
Yeah.
Zhang's kind of just like, or Windwalker's kind of just carrying it with him. Where do you want to place this dead ass body or unconscious body?
Um, I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Where do you want to place the unconscious body, or do you want to bring it inside the room?
I want to bring it inside the room.
Okay. So in this room, he kind of puts it in this corner. There's a bunch of barrels around. This looks like a sort of storage area for the monks, mainly for food. So you'll in these barrels you'll find like vegetables, mainly vegetables. These guys are vegetarian. Um, and like water and stuff like that. The barrels are pretty big. They're about 4 feet high. Like round enough to where if you reach your arms around, you wouldn't touch your other arm or your hand. Um,
Hmm.
and so that's quite a bit of water, which means it's pretty heavy to like lift up and move around.
Hmm.
But you can like hide behind them. As you see Zhang kind of, or okay, so his name is Elder Zhang Windwalker. So I'm gonna use them interchangeably. But you can see him like crouching behind this barrel, and he positioned the body in the far back so they see it if they enter, but they
Hmm.
can't see him behind that barrel.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna get behind this barrel over here.
okay. You kind of hear the walk get closer, and the man he knocked out does have a nosebleed, so his like blood is kind of dripping um that way, and you kind of hear the guards. You can hear the unsheathing of swords and them making their way towards um where the blood is. From what you can see one guy posted up, um, and it looks like they're about to breach into the door and rush in.
Hmm.
So one guy dashes in, and he sees his dead friend or his unconscious friend. He thinks he's dead, and we kind of hear him sounding a whistle or like, and they're like man down, stuff like that. And he rushes past as the other two enter the door. Do you want to do anything as he's going past? Because the monk's gonna take a swing.
Yeah, I want to use vicious mockery.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and use that. It's a DC saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 4, so you do 2 damage.
Damn it.
Um, hello, enter. Uh-oh, my thing's bugged. There you go. And you're gonna see the monk swing his staff like trying to trip him.
Mhm.
Wow, I'm rolling really well on him, and really shitty for my guys. You are lucky, Emily. Um,
For now.
yep. And wow, so this guy looks pretty injured. He kind of falls flat on his face, and he gets up, he sees the monk, and he sees you who kind of mocked him. How did you mock him actually?
I'm gonna say that he's a shitty soldier, and how dare he try to um intimidate just normal people who are not even bothering him.
He's a little bit confused because he's looking for normal people now, and he's like, all he sees is a bard, a monk, and his soldier friends. But roll for
We are
initiative.
normal.
I'm gonna have you roll for initiative. So click on
Do I
your
have to
character.
click my character?
Yep.
Okay.
And then do the initiative thing, and I'm gonna do these other guys.
I always roll high for that.
What initiative?
Yeah.
Oh, Elder doesn't.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I had to roll for the rest of them. Okay. Da, da. Elder's on the bottom. Okay. What would you like to do? It's your turn first.
I have a staff also.
Yep.
I would like to whack the closest one with me with my staff.
All right. So you walk up to him, as he's still down. So you have advantage on melee attacks, and do your staff attack. Do
I
I?
would do that.
Did I put that in for you?
No.
Okay. We're gonna do this real quick.
I, okay.
Staff is finesse. You can use dex. Your range is self. It's 5 feet roughly. I think it's 1d8. And we're gonna use dex modifier and bludgeoning. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Actually, it doesn't do that much damage. It actually does like way less, but I'm gonna buff it right now. This is a regular. Wait, when did you get a staff?
I took it off somebody. I took it off the monk that I looted.
Oh, a quarter staff. Okay, it's a quarter staff, not a regular staff.
Oh.
It's a advantage.
Oh, so I had to click it again. You have it the thing up. Oh, okay.
1 second, I gotta find out what the actual damage is. Okay, so there's 1d8 then.
No, I've been doing this whole thing wrong this whole time. I keep going to the spell slots and then doing it there when I could have just clicked it here.
Nice. 23 hits. Can you hit the staff in chat? I'm pretty sure he's gonna die.
Oh, I see.
Okay, yeah, yep. You like swing down with both your hands. After you mocked him, you kind of like crack his skull. His skull, as it's like looking up, seeing you about to smack it, gets hit in the back of the head, and then it slams straight into the kind of marble floor, and you hear an audible crack sound twice. And you kind of just see like blood spilling down on on the floor.
Sweet.
Do you want to move anymore, or just right there is good?
Um, I would like to move into this corner.
Okay. Did I get rid of my timesheet? Yes, I did. All right. So now it's gonna be the guy you just killed. Um, Let me actually give him an audible X, 'cause that man is dead. He's not unconscious. He's dead. Um, you're gonna see this guy actually really surprised that you just smashed his friend's head and kind of left. Just walked back like it was nothing. Uh, but he's going to
He walked out.
no, he's gonna rush you um kind of
Oh.
blindly because he's a little bit upset that you killed his friend. The monk gets an opportunity attack, and then I'm gonna attack for him too. I hit a natural 20.
Oh shit.
You take lucky 2 damage.
Oh.
So you're taking a total of 3 damage, which means you're at what, 7 HP? Or 8?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
8. Okay.
What's the
What's
okay.
what's your max HP? Is it 10? Yeah, so you're at 7 HP. I'll
Okay.
find out right now. Okay. And then the monk's gonna
Wait,
do
the monk didn't hit him?
um
Oh, he
set
attacks me first.
yeah, the monk did hit him.
Okay.
He rolled a 10. 4 plus 2, 6 damage. I need to change my music because this is way too peaceful. Okay. So yeah, he does 6 damage to this guy. He looked pretty worn out, even as he rushed past you. There's the other guy behind him doesn't really want to ignore the monk as he saw his friend kind of get smacked about. So he's gonna try to stabby
Mhm.
stab the monk.
The monk?
Yep. 11 plus 2. That does not hit this monk. You kind of see this monk kind of like parrying their blades with ease with his little stick. This is an oldish man. Um, he looks like he's in his 50s, but even so, he's still got like kind of like this brownish hair, like this golden brown hair. Um, and he's like extremely fit, so even if he has wrinkles, he looks like he can outrun you and jump around all over the place. It is now the monk's turn, and he's gonna swing at this motherfucker. What the fuck? I'm gonna kill my own guys. This isn't fun! Alright, I only did 1 damage. Cool. Or 3. Alright, your move?
Um. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the guy in front of me with my staff.
Mm-hmm.
Is it advantage?
It is not advantage because he is not on the floor. Um, so yeah, you kind of like, you don't hit him.
Oh, damn it.
Seven's not gonna hit anything, Emily.
I don't know, like what because you know how I have vicious mockery and how it's like only out of 8 or
Yeah.
something like that. So when I looked at it, I thought for some reason that it was
Max.
like not, yeah.
Alright. So you kind
And
of
then I
like,
saw the one above it. It was like 23, and I was like, oh.
you replicate what you tried to do with the last guy, and you kind of just like, without really looking where he is, you look at your staff getting ready to like swing with all your might, and you just slam right next to him. As you see this guy kind of like step to the side and chuckle to himself. He has his blade out. He's getting ready to stab you, which he will.
Oh,
17 to hit, and it does 4 damage.
oh shit.
You have 4 HP.
I'm gonna die.
Alright. This guy is going to stab the monk. and he misses. The monk is going to swack at this man, and he rolls a natural fucking one. Um, you see this monk uh go for a swing, and he kind of slips on some water that's nearby, because he's not used to actually
Oh my
fighting
god.
in this storage area, and he is now prone.
Oh my god, we're struggling.
It's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use vicious mockery
Okay.
on the guy in front of me.
Okay. I rolled a 5. Does 4 full damage. How are you mocking him?
I'm gonna say that I killed 2 of your friends, so you better step up your game.
You kind of see him like start. Is it? Oh, he starts kind of crying a little bit, but he's like, I gotta step up. So he kind of jumps up, and as your vicious mockery goes off, he like slams his head into the ceiling, and he just falls unconscious. And it is going to be this uh rogue's turn, or this bandit fucking guy's turn, and he's gonna do advantage swing. He rolled a 19,
Why is his swing advantage?
cause the dude's on the floor. The monk is on the
The
floor,
the monk is on the.
and he does 5 damage to the monk. The monk looks pretty healthy. He looks like he's been through some shit, and this isn't really much for him.
Like you're cutting in and out.
Oh, I said, even though he got like slashed by this man, the monk looks pretty healthy. Like this isn't much for him, and he's seen his fair share of battles.
Oh.
The monk is gonna use half his movement to stand up. Okay, I just moved him on accident, and he's going to swing at this man. I rolled another natural one.
Come on.
I can't help it. This time he kind of like swings in like a crescent motion, and he slams it into the wall, and his staff shatters.
What?
Yep, this is what natural ones do. I've been nice to you guys on the natural ones, but I'm pretty mean to myself. It is now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use vicious mockery on that guy.
Alright, is that the only spell you have for attacking?
It's my only cantrip
Oh
that
shit.
I have. Yeah, that's why I'm like I can't. The other one is minor illusion, so it's not useful. Like if they all know that it's there, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Can you roll your vicious mockery? Alright. Oh my god, you don't have anything. Well, soon I guess you will. You also don't have career wins yet because you haven't taken that long rest. He fails. He rolled a 12. So he takes 3 damage. How much, or how are you mocking him?
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna wipe up his blood with the rags of his brothers, just so he knows.
He looks kind of stunned from this. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with this crazy chick? And as this happens, he's going to attack the monk at disadvantage. Rolls a 4, so he misses. And the monk is gonna attack him. He rolls a 17, so he's gonna like punch him right in the throat and knock him out. So
Alright. So then I wanna loot these people for
okay.
weapons.
They each have that like gladius, which is a type of like sword. It has no hilt. It's just the grip, and then it goes sort of skinny, widens up into a curved fashion, and then points again. So like a
Mhm.
regular gladiatorial sword.
Mhm. Okay, I'm gonna take that.
Okay, that is less damage than what your staff does. It's
Okay.
I can put it into your sheet really quick though.
Um, can I? Do they have anything else, or is it worth me?
Um, roll a investigation 4 times, like, or just roll it for advantage twice. Oh fuck.
Wow.
Oh, you
Wow.
rolled fucking terrible.
Oh, that's nice.
You don't really find anything. They don't really carry anything on them. But on one of the persons, the one who you cracked the skull of, you find a potion of healing.
Sweet. I'm gonna take that right now.
Okay, so you want to roll 2d4 plus 2. Oh shit. You're full HP.
Sweet.
You're at 10. Okay. What'd you
Uh,
like to do? This.
I'm, I want to give the monk the sword.
Okay.
There's more than one, right? I can
Yeah.
just take it. Yeah, I want to give him the sword. All right. So then, do we hear anything else happening?
Not really.
Actually, Can I take their clothes?
Yeah. You want to wear their clothes?
Yeah.
Okay. You strip one of the guys. You are now. Yeah. I mean, you could. Are you taking off all their clothes? Like.
No, I just want to take their cloak
Okay.
and
Yeah.
put it on.
Yeah. You can put on their cloak. The monk kind of does the same, following your fashion.
Okay. And then let's head back to um the situation over here. Can I put my stealth back on?
Yeah. Roll for stealth advantage. Oh, I thought I almost fucked it up for you, but I rolled a 20.
Woohoo!
This Windwalker kind of disappears. You don't even see him. He's like, you hear like a tap tap tap, and then no sound, and then when you look around, you don't see this monk, but he's pretty much next to you.
Okay. Do I also disappear?
No, you're just very heavily stealthed.
Okay.
Natural 20 is like vanishing. So you
Yeah,
kind of like see into this room. You see those three guys. There is one hooded figure that looks different from the rest. He is um in like pitch black, like a sleeveless hood cloak. Um,
Mhm.
so it's like one of those. I don't know if you play Devil May Cry or something like that. So it's just like a waving cloak, pitch black, but it's sleeveless. On his body, you see these black bandages, just surrounding all of his body, even up to his face. Um, he's kind of like turned away from you, looking towards the other monk. This monk you know is Thunderleaf. He's one of the ones who was with Windwalker, and you know that he's one of the higher up monks that keep
Mhm.
that train the other ones.
Mhm.
Um, Other than the bandages on this guy's body, you see that he has like where there is some skin showing, it's extremely pale, like ghastly white. And then his eyes are pitch black, like there's no whites of his eyes, it's just black. You're not sure if he did that himself or if it's like a race thing or whatever the hell happened with him, but it's kind of freaky. And then the three other guys again look the same as the ones you fought before, kind of like athletic men with their skirted armor and their red cloaks.
Okay, so the gold one is the one that you said was like a woman, right?
What?
What?
I never
Okay,
said.
the gold one was the higher up boss
Yeah,
looking
this
person.
is a monk in the back.
Oh, and then
This is the
and then
one that's bandaged in black, with the black hood, the
uh,
sleeveless hood. You don't know what gender it is, but all you can tell is that it has pitch black eyes, covered in bandages. What skin is showing is pale, like ghastly pale. And that's pretty much it.
oh, you did say it was Hades. Okay, so um, I'm going to stand here, and so that they can't see me. And then I'm gonna do another minor illusion and have a penguin walk in again.
Just walk in.
Yeah.
Alright, so from what you can see, is as this penguin walks in, this dagger flies straight at it, pierces the wall next to you, so it like flies straight through, pierces the wall. Your illusion's still there, but they know it's not an illusion now. And then you see this dagger kind of like um get engulfed in this like blackish flame and then vanish. But there is still a hole left in that wall. And
Alright,
then
this
you hear this.
person just tried to murder a
You
penguin.
just hear this
I
guy. He's like,
don't.
come out, wherever you are." Yes, he did try to murder
Okay.
a penguin.
Yeah. What a motherfucker. I'm gonna send a bigger penguin.
In your 5 foot cube. You now see three daggers being like shot out, and then it hits the wall again, and then those disappear, engulfed in flames.
Wow, these people are rude as fuck. How come they disappeared? How come I can't see them anymore?
Cause you don't
Oh,
have line of sight.
behind the wall. Okay.
As this happens, you kind of hear like shuffling going on around in there, and you
Mhm.
can kind of tell that they're getting ready for like people to come in.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to stand back, and then I want to sing a song and hopefully lure one of them out.
Um, so you start singing, right? And you hear this person laugh again, and he's like, "Oh, it's the girl, boys." And you kind of get reminded that you remember Hades now, and that you once um performed for them, and that this was actually the group that gave you the false information that ruined the kingdom you were part of.
Oh my god. Okay. So then they don't come out.
No, they know exactly who you are now.
Alright. So I guess I just have to go back and go in there.
Alright, so you kind of walk up. Zhang's following you, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" You know? He's a little bit confused.
Mhm.
Um, and you see, he's like, "If you run now, and let Elder Dunderleaf go unharmed, I will provide you a quick and less painful punishment." And you never seen this monk like pissed off as he is. Um, and you see Hades kind of laugh to himself, and he's looking at you. He kind of like he swirls his finger down, so it's like pointed downward, and you see these flames making into a circle, and then, like this blackish void comes out, and he reaches his hand through. You can tell this is how he like gets his weapons or items, and you see him pull out your old harmonica that you left behind, and he's that girl of yours has her uses in many ways, and from the bandages covering the face, you can kind of like tell that there's a grin going on. Um, and as he pulls out and he's spinning this harmonica in his hand, the monk who's like kind of dying right now, he's like the young ones are safe. Run, Elder Windwalker. And you see Hades kind of turn around, tilt his head, and he's like, "Yeah, for now, but we'll get them. No one escapes the Olympians." And he does that swirl again. He pulls out a dagger this time, same that he's been throwing at you guys or at your penguin, and he just stabs him straight in his chest. You hear like an audible groan. Um, from what you can see is the chest is like getting engrossed in like this kind of like his veins are going black, and he kind of kicks him down these stairs behind him, and you see Thunderleaf kind of just tumble down. You hear like the dun 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 as you you obviously can tell his body has fallen down like 20 flights of stairs. He turns back around, I believe. Let me see. Okay. Blah 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 blah. All right, and then he turns back around. He says, "Well, that was fun, but I have things to do, appointments and all. You know the drill." He kind of does the signal where it's like the rest of his men to attack, and as that happens, those flames are behind him, circling, um, more in a larger shape, and he kind of like steps back into this void, and he is teleported out.
What a bastard.
All right, roll
If
initiative.
it's the last thing I do, I will get that person.
Alright,
You're the reason my parents are dead. Okay. So
do you want to do
I
anything while that was all happening? So like you can get a pre-initiative attack or just action, I should say.
okay, so I'm gonna say
The fuck is?
that we're gonna stay by the door, just in case we need to run. And I'm gonna hit. What do I have? I'm gonna hit the, the nearest one, vicious mockery.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I rolled a fucking 5. Kill myself. How are you mocking him?
I'm gonna say that he's just a puppet and that his life is meaningless.
He does start to tear up a little bit, but then he remembers that he's a fucking Greek, sexy ass man. But he does have a disadvantage on his next attack. Um, it didn't look to phase him that much. Uh,
Hmm.
and roll initiative, please. Damn, what the fuck? Why do you only roll good on initiative?
I know, that's the thing, and then I have to go first. This happened last time, and I was like, I don't know are we attacking them? And they're like, well, I think we have to, but I was like, okay, and then I die.
Hey, well, what do you want to do?
And I mean, I just hit him with vicious mockery.
Yeah, so he has disadvantage. I'll mark him with a little red dot.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the next guy
On the right or the left?
on the
The
right.
All right. I rolled a 7. Oh my god. I need to roll new dice or something. Can you do? Oh, you did already. Okay. So 2 damage. How are you mocking this guy now?
And it would be like, um, the scene that you just witnessed is the least of what you will experience.
What? Are you
I
talking
don't
about
know.
the monk getting stabbed? He's like looking at
Yeah.
the monk who like his blood's kind of like was there, and he's like looking a little bit confused. He's like, you mean I'm gonna get stabbed by my own boss? And he looks back at you
Yeah.
a little bit confused.
Newsflash. He's not a nice person.
Do you want to move anywhere?
I want to stay by the door
Okay. You
for
like
now.
right there, or do you want to move back a little bit?
Yeah, let's move back a little.
Okay. You see, Elder Windwalker kind of step in front of you, and he's in that
Uh,
position where he's like, no one else dies in front of me.
mhm.
And he kind of gets his guard ready, and he's holding his action. For anyone who comes nearby, he's gonna take a swing. So this
Okay.
guy is gonna walk up. He's on the left. He's gonna walk up to Zhang. Zhang's gonna get his swing first. 12 plus whatever hits him. Roll my d8. 4 plus 2, 6. And he also is going to kick him. So he's gonna see if this hits first. Oh, that hits. So, wow, I did fucking 10 damage to this motherfucker. You see, Windwalker like smack him upside the head, and like you see this Olympian's neck kind of like you hear a snap, and he kind of like flicks it back, but is obviously dazed, and you see Windwalker after that smack put his oh, he has a sword now. Oh, I need to change this damage. He fucking cut him. Okay, that's even more damage. Um, so you see him slash him, right? Right across the chest. You see kind of blood like gushing out. So it did quite a bit of damage. And then you see him as like this guy's looking down at his wounds. Windwalker like chop him right in the throat, and he's like he's trying to catch his breath. Eventually he does, but he looks like he's heavily injured.
All right.
Next is this guy in the back. He's gonna run up, and I'm just gonna do all three actions at once. They're gonna mob him. They have this pack mentality, as they're like soldiers who train together. So because you have disadvantage on them and they have advantage being in a group, it's a normal roll with a 13. 13 does not hit this guy. All right, come on. Okay, that's a 1. This is not a good day for me. So it's only for 1 attack, right? Yeah, before the end of its next turn. Okay. You see this guy on the right do a wide swing with his sword or his gladius, and Zhang, who looks pretty fucking pissed off, kind of parries this by like hitting it with his elbow. That's free. And it knocks it up a little bit. And he tilts his head so it glides over his head, and it slashes at the guy next to him, the middle guy, for 3 damage. It is now your turn. I'm killing my own fucking people.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Is there one on the floor? Did you say he's on the floor?
No, he's not on the floor.
Okay. So I'm gonna move. It's wishful thinking. And I'm going to whack the one that's right in front of me with my quarterstaff.
All right. Okay. That was not supposed to be for advantage, but that's
Oh, sorry. Well, it was the
it still
same.
hits, yeah. You kind of you take your quarterstaff and you like he's a little bit shocked because he just cut his own friend, and he looks back at you, pulling his sword back, trying to guard it, but he can't block it in time, and you just like smack him, where the neck is, the collarbone, and you hear his collarbone kind of crack, and you can feel an indent as you pushed in, and some bone kind of splinters out.
Ooh.
Alright, Zhang is gonna attack the one right in front of him for 14 plus 2, 16. That hits. He has a sword now. That's 6 plus 2, 8 damage. What the hell? Um, Whatever. I knew you wouldn't be able to solo this. So I was like, fuck. So
I don't. Yeah.
as he slashes this guy, he also uses the back of his hilt to like, so he swings down and then brings it back up with the hilt and hits him in the chin. Oh, I need to roll damage on it actually. Oh, okay, yeah. So that guy took a lot of fucking damage too. Alright, whatever. It's story. It's all for story. Whatever. Um, it is gonna be all these guys' turn to attack. Now they have advantage. First one's gonna, one on the left is gonna swing at Windwalker for 18 to hit. Hits. Does 1 whole fucking damage. Oh my god. Okay, that is a 10. Does not hit. And then the last one is gonna swing at you. The one at the right. 17 to hit. And a d6, 3 damage. You are now at 7 HP. It is your turn. All of these guys look extremely gravely wounded.
Um. Okay. I'm going to hit the one in front of me again with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Can I also give the monk bardic inspiration?
If you would like to, yes. What's that
I
do? Give
want.
advantage on a roll or something?
Yeah, whenever he chooses to
Okay.
use it.
Yep.
Um,
How are you inspiring him?
I'm going to sing him a song of my father's,
Your father's?
of my forefathers.
Okay. He's a little bit confused because he's a monk and he doesn't really care about like that stuff. But he's like, you know what? This song kind of makes me feel a little bit happy. Alright.
Oh shit! I don't know why I
It's
keep doing it.
it's okay. 16 hits. Can you do
16.
damage? He's pretty.
Oh.
3 damage. He's dead. Um, can you roll a strength check for me? Just normal.
Yeah, it changed. Whoa.
Okay. Not strong enough. You see, you take your staff. You swing from the right towards his head, and you're trying to like knock his head into the other heads, but you're not
Mhm.
that strong, and these guys are pretty well built. So like, thankfully, this guy stops. You're like your staff blow by himself with his like the density of his body. He's a little bit heavier than you would think he is, even though he is built. He's a good amount of weight, more than you would think he is. And you can't really like get that momentum to like keep hitting more. And he kind of just like slumps on his friend, and his friend's like no as he pushes him off, and he's getting ready to attack. um, Windwalker is going to like forcibly get in the way of you and any other target, and he's gonna like set up guard. So guard is any attack on him is disadvantage because he's actively trying to guard. So these
Mhm.
guys don't get advantage anymore. That's a miss, and that is a miss. It is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna walk to him. This guy. I'm gonna hit him also with.
Hits. Oh, this man is extra dread. Can you do another strength check for me? I'm just trying to finish this encounter. Okay, that works. That definitely works. Um, this time you kind of like get ready in a batter stance, and you like swing with all of your might, and as you swing it, you hit this guy's body, and like it kind of like catches it off guard of like how strong you actually were. Because this guy's like really well built, and you're just like this dainty half elf chick. But you swing at him, it kind of like lifts his body off of the ground. Because he wasn't really like trying to guard you. He thought his his chiseled abs would stop it. But you kind of see him like fly towards and hit the other guy. Um, the guy tries to like block it with his sword, but it ends up, or like like put his hand up and his legs, both his hands up, but one's holding a sword. And as his body's like
Mhm.
flying at him, the sword kind of like gets pushed into his shoulder and cuts deeper in, and they're both dead. And so that initiative is over. What would you like to do now?
Um. Okay. So then we did this. Can we loot them again?
You can loot him, yeah. Roll for investigation with advantage. The monk's kind of helping you out. Alright, I just wanted to see how bad you would roll. Okay. If you rolled above a 15, I was gonna give you a D4 to roll, but you get one potion of healing.
Sweet. I'm just gonna keep it.
Yeah, okay, as this as you're like looting these bodies, um you hear this like groaning sound coming from the stairs. And Windwalker kind of rushes there and he sees that Thunderleaf is not actually dead. He's just fucking bleeding out on these stairs. So he brings him back up and he's like, "Quick, Remi, can you get some medical supplies?" So medical supplies is, I'm just gonna let you walk throughout this whole map really quick so you can see everything.
Mhm.
I'll just let you see. It's like a training area. You know what? I have this amazing thing I can do. Let's see if this works. Okay, that lit up the whole map, right? Now if I turn it back off. Oh, damn it. One can dream to cheat the system. Okay. Well, let me just discover this for you. You don't have to click
Have
around.
you have you come back to this map?
Quite possibly. So you'll
Like this is
know
a
it.
lot of work that you put in
Don't
for us
worry.
not to come back here.
It's if it's related to your backstory, you'll probably come back. Especially since there's areas where you can't go in yet.
Hmm.
What the fuck in here? Okay. So, let me see where the storage is. Because I'm gonna make that up right now. We're gonna say in this area. You finally make your way. You kind of see like this is as oh wait, infirmary. An infirmary would be where beds are. To be here. Um, you kind of see all these beds. There's bandages all around. Can you make an investigation and perception check?
Um, sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
Well, you're so bad at investigating things. You should never loot
I
in your life.
know. I know. I've never been able to get anything. Like literally, I've never been able to
It's
get.
like real life. You just can't cease to investigate. Okay. So you rolled high enough. You find a medical kit and a potion of healing, and so you go back. Um, oh shit, can I not?
So I have two potions of healing now.
At the moment, yes. And you kind of you get back. Dunderleaf is like profusely bleeding. You see this knife is still in him. And it's like the black veins are going like deeper. It's now closer to his like biceps, going to his shoulder, and like elbow area, or it's past his shoulder, going to his elbow. And it's like it's obviously spreading, and it looks like it's necrotic damage. And
Hmm.
Windwalker's like, quick, what did you find?
Yeah.
It's up to you to choose what you give him.
I'm gonna give him the healing potion.
All right, so so you're keeping the medical kit? Hello?
What?
So you're keeping the medical kit?
Um, yeah, would the healing potion heal him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So I'm
so
keeping the medical.
you give him this healing potion, and Windwalker kind of like at the same time so the bottle's like uncorked right now. He pulls out this dagger. He pours a little bit on the wound where it is, and he sticks the rest of it into his mouth, and like he kind of makes him chug it. Like he's like doing that thing where
Hmm.
he rubs the throat, so he swallows forcibly. Um,
Hmm.
you see this black. veins kind of stop and it subsides a little bit, and it goes towards more concentration area where the wound was. Other than that, it is sealed, but there is like this like s- black scar where like in the sternum area, and Thunderleaf is now alive and conscious. What would you like to do?
Okay. So then I'm guessing that Hades is gone.
Hmm.
So let's find where these other people are.
Like the rest of the monks.
Yeah.
Windwalker is like Thunderleaf kind of grabs Windwalker's like arm as you guys go to
Mhm.
search, and he's like, bring her back to safety. So he's like, all right, no more harm can come to you. So as you
Mhm.
guys kind of walk through the side door, you enter out, and you see the outside of the inn. S-
Whoa.
So give me one second. I gotta teleport you a little bit. I don't know where you are. Okay, you are. So you kind of like walk out, and you walk through this door, getting ready to search for monks, and you see Door M again, and you're a little bit confused. You turn back around, and you just see the inn. Windwalker is nowhere to be seen, or nor is this monastery, and this is you are now caught up to where level 3 is. So you get 500 XP for this.
Woohoo!
I think. Let me do my math. See. Well, I killed a lot of myself, so I'll give you 400. Um,
All right.
so you're at 1,130 for EXP on the top right.
Okay.
Um, so once you do this long rest stuff, you'll hit level 3. I'll update all your stuff. Um, so it's gonna be roughly a week before everyone starts adventuring again, post level 3. Um,
Okay.
what do you want to do in this downtime? So you can do a lot of things. You just tell me now.
What do you mean?
So
Like,
like, do you want to improve relations with certain people? Do you want to practice your own thing? So to improve your own bard stuff, you would probably have to either meet with people in the drunken gin and kind of like try to get some of their knowledge to teach you some more things, or you could do like your self-study. On the side, you could maybe talk to the bartender, improve your relationship with him, certain things like that. Maybe talk to that bard, the pianist at the Drunken Gin, learn some things from her, or
um,
or like,
I think,
hmm?
yeah, I think I would like to improve bard stuff because um,
Yeah, so
I
that
have to be a bard.
yeah, so that's
So,
gonna be like just main thing, but do you want to do anything else on the side? Like maybe go picking for herbs, like just randomly sometimes, or like I don't know.
I think that maybe I want to become more acquainted with my music.
All right, so for the most of the time that you are going to be, as you guys are getting to level 3 pretty much, um,
Hmm.
you're gonna be spending most of your time at the Drunken Gin in comparison to the rest of the group. I don't know what they're doing yet
Hmm.
because I'll find out next session. And so you're gonna be talking to the pianist. I forgot her name, Bella or something.
Hmm.
She's gonna teach you a few tricks about the piano. So you're gonna get more acquainted with using a grand piano in case it does come up. Um, she teaches you a bunch of songs that after some time, like a few days, uh, you seem to pick it up pretty quickly, and you can transfer these songs from piano to different types of instruments that you're used to. Um, so you're already proficient with a piano, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put grand piano on there now. Oh fuck. Okay, you're now proficient with a grand piano. And then I'll update all your bard stuff. Do you want to do anything else? It's like a week of time, so you get to do a lot of stuff.
Okay. So I'm going to do that.
That's gonna be like
I
70% of your time. So there's still like other stuff you can do.
Okay. So then I think my character is probably still like not trusting
Of your
of other
group?
people.
Oh, other people?
Yeah.
As you're
Yeah,
in a
in
group?
my group. Yeah. Um, and so I think I would want to, well, I think I want to do some self-healing.
hmm
Um, I want to do some self-healing because there are a lot of traumas in my past, and I need to, in order to better my relationship with others, I have to forgive myself for my
Yeah.
um,
So you do have that harmonica. And you
mhm,
do still shake a little bit from like playing it in comparison to other item or other instruments. But over this week, you
mhm,
like kind of force yourself to play these new songs you've been learning, and whenever like other people like your group comes into the drunken gin, you'll like kind of use that like your music to get more acquainted with them and stuff like that. Um,
okay.
for the like whole party dynamic thing, that's more of you guys having to talk to each other of like how you guys or
Mhm.
like how you yourself feel about the other players. Even though there is this downtime, it's a little bit more lenient, but that's more of like these guys aren't that bad, but you still don't know much about them. It's up to you and them if you guys want to share information, particularly about yourself, to improve that standing. But other than that, it's mainly like you guys are just chatting about random stuff and like the things that happened.
I want one day, if we come across a campfire, for me to create a song about my past so that eventually they would know what
You're
happened.
gonna have to
But
make that
like,
song yourself.
I will
Uh,
if I decide that's what I want to do.
If you, hey, I'm totally down. Alright, I'm just updating your stuff right now, and that's your session.
Yay! How do you think it went?
Hmm? It was pretty good. Okay, I've updated your weight stuff. I'll modify that some more later. And you have a gladius now.
How come I couldn't take one of their swords?
You do.
The better guard swords.
No, they all had the same gladius. They do
Oh,
1d6 slashing. Alright. Yeah, it's a pretty quick session. They're not supposed to last very long. Mainly because I wanted to play my own games.